proud purveyor of misinformation, Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it. No choice but to get a mandate. You get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. We love that about you. Joe Praino's in studio. Kyle Dunnigan is via Zoom. He's having a little issue with his camera, so we can't see him, but we can hear him, right, Kyle?
Yeah, I apologize. I got all the things clicked right, but it's just not popping up. I don't know what's going on.
That's all right. And 99% of the people are listening to this as we speak anyway.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, Kyle, so much to get into with you. One, a rando thing, but I feel like you and Joe would probably be pretty good for this. I was talking to Dr. Drew the other day about just stuff and why stuff becomes popular, and especially shitty stuff, and why everyone just goes along with it. And people understand trends, like probably going to make fun of guys who are wearing ripped up jeans, at some point. Like we make fun of guys who wore stonewashed jeans at a certain point, like whatever the trends are. And especially if there's like no utility to them, like having holes in the knees of your jeans makes you look like you're a poor person who blows other poor people for jean money.
I didn't
probably
think of that,
food money. You look like a poor gay whore. And so mission accomplished if that's what you want to spend $80 on, right? So I kept sort of talking about the phenomenon of like why is Maneater by Hall & Oates a hit? Like why? It's not really why did Hall & Oates make Maneater? That's maybe another question for a band that has talent. Why would they do it? But they did it. But why are we talking about it? Why are we playing it? Why do we have to keep listening to it? It's shit. How does this work? And the answer is like, because that's what we're doing, which is a lot of life is what I call the parsley by the side of the plate life, which is you're putting a sprig of parsley. You can't open a diner without a bushel of parsley. It's like, what's anyone do with the parsley? Nothing. Who needs it? Nobody. I've never seen anyone use it. Have you? No. Has anyone asked for it? Like, well, let's just say you're carrying your breakfast over and the parsley fell off the plate. Does anyone ever complain? No. So what are we doing? We're buying more parsley. But what if you stop? You think anyone would say anything? No, but we do parsley because we're a diner. And that's us as human beings, which drives me fucking nuts because I have to sit around and look at parsley and listen to Maneater and get upset. But look no further than this. And Joe, this is where you kick in, you New York guy, and Kyle too.
Yeah.
Nothing better than a good slice. Nothing better. And by the way, I know everyone's got their own opinions. It's thin. It's a thin slice you can taco in half.
Absolutely.
Fold
your slice.
If you hold it out and the end wilts like a dog's tongue, it's good. The people with the medium crust, chewy, crusty, get the fuck out of here. You either go thick crust, fine, Chicago style, or you go super thin, New York style. The medium is where you go to die. Okay, but listen to me. You guys aren't old enough, but there was a time when it was very popular in the later 80s, where they would put sun-dried tomatoes on pizza. Sun-dried tomatoes were everywhere for like 2 years. They showed up on salads. They showed up on entrees. You order a piece of fish. It had sun-dried tomatoes on it. And it would show up on pizza. Now, pizza, the best is probably sausage and onion, but you can get garlic, you can pepperoni, you can get whatever you want. There's 30 different topics. I'm not going to argue with 90% of them, but sun-dried tomatoes are like saying, I'm going to put raisins on my pizza. And you'd go, what the fuck? No. Like, I'm just going to have to pick them off. Well, that's what we're doing. And that's what everyone's doing. If you want to go down to California Pizza Kitchen, we're going sun-dried tomatoes, and so's the table next to ours, and so's the other guys who just left our table. That's what they went with. They went with dried apricots on top of their pizza. Sun-dried tomatoes taste like exactly what they are, just what a tomato would taste like if you dried it out in the sun. It tastes sort of like an apricot or a prune.
And covered it in oil.
Like
just dipped it in some heavy oil.
The worst thing you could put on a pizza, but for a For a 3-year period, people forewent all the sausage and all the meats and all the olives and all the mushrooms, and they went, we're doing the sun-dried tomatoes. Was it good? No. You know why you know it's not good? You've not heard of a sun-dried tomato in 31 years.
I like parsley on my...
What?
Call back.
Where is the sun-dried tomato? Like, it cannot be found in any restaurant, and any pizza place doesn't exist. They would look at you cross-eyed if you said, I would like sun-dried tomato. So how is it ubiquitous from 1986 and a half to 1989? How is it? It's man-eater. It's every other idea.
It's a trend.
It's a trend.
It's something people got into, and then they convinced other people it was a good idea. And people question their own tastes, and they go, Is Man-Eater, am I wrong? Is Man-Eater an amazing song? Is sun-dried tomato on pizza really, like, great? I don't want to look like an asshole.
I get it.
I feel like something bigger is eating you right now.
I'm saying...
This isn't about sun-dried tomatoes.
It's not about sun-dried
Be careful about the stuff you buy into.
Absolutely.
It can be bad. And if people want to know, like, well, how do you know it's bad, or how do we know it's good? When it vanishes right after it shows up and never comes back, then it's bad. Like, there's architectural styles that still look good, and people are still doing, building a Spanish Mediterranean style home. It's like, okay, that's a good one, but nobody builds like really shitty 70s flat roof, white rocks on the roof, bad 70s. Like, they're automotive designs. They're, motorcycle companies like Triumph or Ducati, they'll build these bikes that are like retro bikes because it looked like a Triumph Defender from 1966 or something like that, and they'll build a new version because it's good, because it was good, and it still is good. But if it just goes away, then it's no good, and you can do that with bands, music, sun-dried tomatoes, everything, fashion.
Weirdly, I think we're going through a phase right now of things coming back that no one expected to come back because they were so bad. That, like, my dad worked in the fashion business for a long time, and he would always talk about how trends would recycle. Something that was cool in the 50s will be cool again. I never thought we'd get, like, mom jeans back.
Right.
Just
Are they coming back?
Yeah, like women are out there in like the super high-waisted mom jeans. And now all of a sudden all over social media, there's like, Nickelback's a really good band. You just didn't appreciate them.
Oh, I saw the doc.
You thought it was ironic, but like they're really good.
Yeah, there's certain things like Nickelback, perhaps. I'm not here to weigh in on Nickelback, good or bad. But I watched the doc. Or mom jeans I don't like. Okay, let me tell you what happens in certain cases. It's the Ringo theorem. We make fun of Ringo for 3 decades of like, if you had a 4-man basketball team and one guy sucked, you'd be like, all right, Ringo, you just pass the ball. Don't take any shots. You know what I mean? Ringo was the guy who was useless in the equation, right? So we made fun of Ringo for a long time. And then what experts do, because they're always trying to sort of lord their shit over you, at some point they go, Ringo Starr's a really good technical drummer. And you go, what the fuck? Where were you for the last 30 years? Yeah. Like, oh, no, he's a good drummer. As a matter of fact, I'd probably have like John Bonham and Ginger Baker, and Ringo Starr is probably my top 30. It's like he wasn't on anyone's top 1,000 25 years ago. Now he's sort of on your top 5 of all-time rock drummers. People completely do it because they love going this way. And just when they got you over there, they go, you know what, Nickelback. Those guys could play. You ever seen one? Like they love doing that to you. And sometimes it's true. Like sometimes it's like, I guess Ringo Starr is a good drummer who we just kind of made fun of for a million years.
The other drummer they're doing it with now is Meg White from the White Stripes. And they're saying, oh, if you didn't appreciate her, you're a sexist. And it's like, oh, it's really simple. Oh, you're not appreciating the simplicity made it so that Jack White could live in the moments between her simple drumming, and I was like, I don't know, it just seemed like simple drumming.
You see the Beatles doc, the recent one,
the long form one.
Yeah, because you could tell Paul was like not feeling his drum, and he was telling him, he's like, no, do this, go, no, boom, 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 and he gave him like that run and let it be, which I thought was always cool, and I was like, oh, Ringo's not bad, and then I saw Paul McCartney told him to do it, and I was like, oh. And then Paul played drums on some of the songs. Like,
oh, he did? All right, well, maybe we're back to Ringo sucking.
Yeah, we're back.
I don't know. I'm not good enough to know. Like,
yeah,
I can hear when Ian Pace on Deep Purple's playing 20-minute rock song going fucking bananas. I go, well, that guy seems pretty damn good, but I'm not good enough to know, like, how good simple drumming is.
Well, when they say technical drumming, what they're saying is simple drumming. And so what's so great about that? I mean, if you give him like 4 more drums, what would he do? I'd like to see him with a full drum kit.
I'd like to, if I was a drummer, I would do what guys do who like cyclists in LA do. Guys who ride bicycles in LA, they're all like sponsored by Cinzano. They got the cleats in the shoes. They got the Campari hat on. They all look like they're running for the Tour de France, and they picked up an Italian sponsor, but they're really just fat dudes who bought the outfit,
It's weird that they even sell the outfits pre-sponsored.
Yeah.
Just sell me a plain black Lycra.
Now they love the livery on it. And I know
when you drive your car up at Monterey, are you decked out in Tide and Budweiser? Like you come with a pre-patched sponsor logos.
The thing about the old cars is they are as they were. So whatever the sponsors or the stickers, but
not
livery,
not your suit that you're wearing in the car.
I had a fire suit. I had a vintage fire suit that a guy made for me. It's like had Datsun signs on it and stuff, like old cool would have worn back in the day. And he said, "I'm making you this for a vintage fire suit to wear." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then he gave it to me. And then at some point he was like, "It's $1,300." And I was like, "I thought this was a gift." And he's like, "It was, but it cost $1,300." So I was like, "All right,
cool gift."
I paid him. I would put I had a fire suit. My fire suit had like a BRE patch on it, but I was driving a BRE car that's a Pete Brock car, and I had Datsun on it, but I was like driving a Datsun. Like I would do it a little bit, but you couldn't. Whatever the car livery was from the day, that's how the car had to be now. So you're saying, Kyle, that Ringo was a shitty drummer?
Well, I wouldn't say shitty. I would say he was fine and he was good for the time, but I think you could have put so many other people in that position and you'd still have the Beatles.
I agree.
You couldn't replace the other ones.
Speaking of music, Sylvester Stallone, you did some singing.
Yeah.
You did some singing on Rhinestone, right?
I did some singing on Rhinestone, and I got to tell you, I got pretty good reviews as well.
Really?
For Rhinestone, yes.
Hey,
yeah,
I didn't,
very much so.
I didn't
very
see any
much so.
good notices on you singing.
But maybe you didn't look so good.
We have. You mean look good or look
so
thoroughly?
good?
I didn't look thoroughly enough.
You don't throw big words at me, try to confuse me.
Okay.
I said what I said and I meant it.
I think we have a clip of you. There's a Budweiser. What was that song we found?
Drinking.
No need to show that.
It's a drinking song. What am I? Why don't we just play a minute?
I mean, there's no time really for the show. It's
we got nothing but time.
There's not much time left on the show, so I would just skip to the next thing.
Well, no, we got time. We got time for you singing the Budweiser drinking song.
Drinkenstein from Rhinestone.
Drinkenstein from Rhinestone. I think Dawson has.
I think that might be a strike on the YouTube if you play that. I wouldn't play that.
No, we can play that. We can play that. Yeah, here we got it. There you are.
Good so far.
Yeah.
Budweiser, you created a monster, and they call him Frankenstein. And the tavern down the street is the laboratory where he makes the transformation all the time.
Is that Ringo on drums?
Dr. Bud is a pint of monster blood, and it does affect me different every time.
What, Sly, we can pop this down. What were we trying to accomplish with this movie? Were we making fun of country music, or we were trying to sing country music or in earnest? You know what that means, right, Sly?
No, I don't know what that means. You know I don't know what that means.
In earnest. Like it's.
Yeah, I saw all the movies, and I didn't like anyone.
Oh, no.
Go to jail.
You think about Ernest goes to prison. No, not Ernest, not the Hey Vern guy.
Right.
In earnest.
Yeah, I don't. I've never been in earnest.
No, it's not a city.
It's actually. I thought he was a very talented man, and if anyone is his lover, that's okay with me.
No, you're talking about Jim Varney. I'm talking about singing a song seriously, like a serious attempt to sing country music.
Yeah. Well, you see, the original thing was it was serious, and then I guess they sort of changed it when they looked at it. But what I would like about that performance is the range, Adam. Do you understand what that is?
Range? Yeah, like where you hit golf balls.
No. An actor has a range. And my range.
Like you live on a farm with like cattle and stuff, right?
No, that's homeowner. I'm talking about an actor like myself. My range is huge.
Oh, like a gun range.
No. What kind of? Rambo had the guns, but I had the Rocky range, which is, this. Right. Then there was the Rambo range, which is, hey, I'm Rambo, this range. And then Don't Throw My Mama from the Train range. And then there was Cowboy range, which is my biggest range.
Saying, so you had to...
Home on the range.
Yeah, you had to become like a chameleon.
I was very much so like a chameleon character after that.
Right, like you're a different person for every role.
You could not recognize me had my name not been in the credits. Correct.
Right. So if I saw Rambo, First Blood, I wouldn't have known that was the same guy that was in Rocky unless I read the credits.
Yeah. Even Second Blood, I changed him. You wouldn't recognize him from First Blood as well.
Yeah. I like the First Blood. I like
First Blood.
First Blood. I like Brian Dennehy. He was always the heavy. He was always the bad guy.
Excellent. Yeah. Original film had more lines, and then it was bad, and so they took all my lines, and then it was a good movie. Did you know that?
No, I know. I mean, I know you wrote Cobra.
Yeah.
And I know Cobra was supposed to be Beverly Hills Cop originally, which sounds insane to me.
Yeah, it was Beverly Hills Cobra originally.
And I know you're pretty upset about how Cobra turned out or what they did to you. I also know that racing movie was the one with you and Rennie Harlan was the one that got really upset about because you wanted to do an F1 movie and ended up being an Indy movie. And then you said Rennie Harlan kind of wrestled away from you and fucked it all up. And I had Rennie Harlan in here, and he's like, Stallone turned on me. And it's a little bad blood, pardon the pun.
There's a little bad blood between me and you. What you doing having him on there?
Rennie? Rennie. Oh, I didn't know.
I do your show all the time.
No, I don't slide, obviously.
You show me no loyalty.
No. Rennie Harlan. Rennie's a nice guy, He's
right.
He's done, Cliffhanger. You guys did Cliffhanger together,
I carried that film. I carried it with my pathos.
He told me that you wanted to be in that film and you begged him to go out to lunch and he didn't want you in that film and you kind of
that's BS.
You kissed his ass.
You listened to him. I never kissed no one's ass.
Rennie said you begged your agent begged to be in Cliffhanger, and so
I don't beg nothing.
Right. Well, he basically said you're dying to be in the film, so he agreed to have lunch with you, and you talked him into it, and he made you had a reputation about overstepping your boundaries a little bit on the set, like getting too involved with the creative stuff. And he said, you could be in this, but you cannot tell us like what to do.
No, look, if I see something wrong with the film, I'm going to say it,
Yeah.
I felt like there was not enough guns in the film, first of all.
Right. There are no guns. Well, some guns, but not enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem. I liked Cliffhanger a lot.
Yeah, great film.
Underrated, right?
What is it on Rotten Tomatoes? You ever play that on Tomatoes?
Let's see. Let me
I bet it's up there in the 90s.
Let me take a Cliffhanger guess. First things first, I'm going to go audience score higher than critics. Some are very easy to tell. Audience score higher than critics. It's a good film. It's a fun film. It looks great. Critics don't like these kind of films because you're in them, Sly. And right. I'm going to say for that reason that the critics gave it like but it was so good. Like the critics gave it like a 59, 61. 61 with the critics, but the people, 83.
That's what I care about.
That's what you care about, the people, right?
You know it's called Cliffhanger? Do you know why it was called Cliffhanger?
Because 3/4 of the movie are hanging off the side of a cliff.
Oh, you saw it. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
68 on the audience, 52 on the critics.
52 with the critics.
68.
No, sorry, reverse. Reverse.
What?
My bad.
Sly, the critics liked it more than the audience?
That is
stunning.
I feel betrayed. They spilled their popcorn. I can't believe that. It was a great film.
Who saw the poster? Sly, I want to ask you this one. The thing that's funny about this movie is they had a great challenge. It wasn't shooting in the Alps. It was shooting on glaciers in the middle of the snow, and somehow Sly had to have no sleeves, a crop top, and be wearing cycling shorts the entire film. And it's like, not sure how you do that when you're covered with snow the entire time, but they figured it out. They figured out a way to get those guns out, Sly.
Yeah, that's the money maker. That's what the people come out for.
Sly, who could see the poster for Cliffhanger as an audience and go, okay, I'll check this out, and then pay at the time $7, go in, sit down and watch it, and then walk out, go, I don't know. That's not really what I signed up.
That's not what I expected.
I went a different direction than I thought we were going. It's literally a movie on top. It's a turducken of movie themes. It is everything at once, all the time. It is you hanging off the side of a cliff the entire.
The poster is the first 25 minutes. of the movie.
Posters. That's it. It's all there.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the chain Pizza Hut. It's just that's it. What is it? Pizza. It's a hut with pizza in it. Where is it? It's in a hut. Go in and get pizza at Pizza Hut. That's it. There's no Cherry's Jubilee. It may not be good pizza, but that's what it is. It's exactly what it is. You couldn't couldn't believe a pizza. You wouldn't leave a Pizza Hut and go, what?
There were no sun-dried tomatoes.
Yeah, where are my sun-dried tomatoes? Sly, 52 with the people.
Really, just honestly, I'm very depressed and disappointed right now in the people. Very disappointed.
Well, maybe we can cheer you up with Rhinestone, because I bet the people...
You know what the people are? I would just leave the people alone for Rhinestone.
You really? I'm trying to cheer you up.
Hey, Dawson, is it a commercial break time?
No. I want to know, Throw My Mama from a Train in Rhinestone.
We need a Stallone. We need Sly's entire Rotten Tomatoes on the screen.
They like the newer Balboa stuff. I'll tell you that.
Oh.
All right.
Tulsa King. You seen Tulsa King? You're supposed to be my friend.
Tulsa King. Yeah, I love the 3-piece suits.
Yeah, what is it about? I bet you don't even know.
Yeah, I do. You're like the king of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
My
over
girlfriend
there.
and I love Tulsa King.
Oh, really?
Yeah, love Tulsa King. We watched it, and we were like, we'll see what Sly's up to. We thought we'd watch the first episode and not enjoy it. And we're desperate for season 2 to come out. I was joking with her the other day because it was on the screen. I was like, I think season 2. She's like, put it on right now.
Wow.
And I was like, no, I'm just kidding. It's not out yet. But she was so stoked for Tulsa King. Great. We love Tulsa King, Sly.
All right, you have good taste,
Yeah.
unlike someone else I know that's sitting right next to you.
I just haven't caught it yet.
It's a preposterous plot.
It's only
but
been out for 7 months.
Yeah, you're
It's been
right.
out for 2 years.
All right.
2 years, sorry.
All right, let me talk to somebody else over here for a second.
Robert F. Kennedy, I have something to say real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the New York Times article about the bear I left in Central Park.
Yeah, I listen, all the people that try to convince me that you are a wackadoodle can suck my dick because I am simpatico 100%. The picking up roadkill, I live in North Hollywood. I grew up in North Hollywood. There is no such thing as roadkill, but I am with you in not wasting flesh, or protein. Like I'm 100% with you. You're talking to a guy who brought Indian food back from New York and ate it in Malibu 3 days later, and it was not refrigerated. It was in a backpack on a commercial flight. Like when everyone goes like, oh, he's picking up roadkill, or he caught a shark and he cut the head off, or he pulled this bear off, or whatever. He's got a freezer full of roadkill. That's just the ultimate environmentalist right there.
It's a very, I guess it's the redneck in me. But
Yeah.
we all were, doing normal things that people do. We were falconing, how normal
Yeah.
people go falconing.
No,
all
that's
the
connecting
time.
with the middle class.
Exactly.
Can I say this, Bobby, if you don't mind me calling you that?
All right.
There are no other people that have the kind of range where they eat roadkill and on the way back from falconing. That's
Right.
two separate Americans right there.
Yeah.
There's the possum eating roadkill guys. That's fine, but that ain't the falconer guys.
Yeah.
You do both.
I represent all the people.
Yeah.
That's been part of my campaign.
Yeah, I hear Cheryl Hines, your wife's been getting a lot of flack for not. I don't look. There's Bradley Whitford or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a
West Wing.
total fucking blowhard. Like he's a total blowhard. I don't know. There's certain celebrities that, first off, I don't look at him as an A-lister, but he's given me shit before. But they look at themselves as some sort of gatekeeper or something. Like I get to tell everyone what they can do and what they can't do. And she's like, he's yelling at Cheryl. He's bullying her, actually, for not stepping up against the man she's married to, endorsing Trump, which makes him look like a douche, but he is a douche. But I feel bad because your family's disowned you.
Yeah,
And now everyone wants your wife to disown you.
Yeah, I'm really isolated here. This whole thing has been kind of a disaster.
Yeah, it's a way, they always say that about Trump. It's like that guy had a pretty good life going on, and then this, and now he's got another, he's got a court date next week because he deemed to run for something. He was pretty much just playing golf and banging gumas and flying privately, and now there's another court date. Like I feel kind of that way about you a little bit. You could have just been out falconing and eating roadkill, but no,
Just cashing in the Kennedy card.
That's
And
right.
said,
At least Trump has a family.
oh,
Everything. All I have left is my falcon. And
Oh,
a
you
dead
do.
bear.
it's all you got is your falcon. Really think about it. You lost your family. You've lost your wife. You lost Bradley Wilford, whatever. You lost the Hollywood community. You
Right.
know, I did your benefit. You still got a friend in me.
you still got Adam.
Still got me.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. I have a lot of free time, Adam, and I was wondering if you'd like to go falconing with me sometime.
I'd like to go falconing. I don't know. I might be a little squeamish. I get the big leather glove to hold up, though, right?
It's like the number one thing in falconing.
Yeah, it's kind of the only thing is the glove.
And then when do we put the hood on the Falcon? Doesn't the Falcon have to have like a hood blinder thing to transport the Falcon?
Yeah, it's just when you're done, you just put it over its head like a burqa, and they keep quiet.
Yeah, it's sort of a gimp mask, right?
Yeah, it gets kinky.
Yeah, and the Falcons, when you go out falconing, are they going after a rodent or something, or you just send them out and then at some point they come back?
It's like a boomerang.
Yeah, a little redundant, but I'm not sure how it works.
Well, you can train your falcon to do a number of different things. My falcons are trained to just peck children in the eye and top of the head. But you can really train your falcon for anything.
Can they like sniff out the vaxxed kids?
Oh, yeah.
Give them a
You'd be surprised. They have a wonderful sense of smell.
Yeah. I like it. And then you keep your falcons in a coop, in a ranch, in your car. Like, where were these falcons kept?
I just put them in the trunk.
They're in the trunk of the car.
Yeah, a lot of them don't survive.
And you caught the bear. You pick up the bear coming back from falconing. Tell me if I screw this story up, Bobby.
It's a totally normal story. Go ahead.
You come across a dead bear in the road coming back from falconing. So you pick it up and you put it in the car because you pick up roadkill.
Right. And,
Yeah. And then
the lady in front of me killed a bear in the car.
You put it in the back of the car, then you go into Manhattan and you have a dinner.
Right.
And maybe you have a cocktail or two, or the people do there.
I guess maybe I may have had one or two. That's possible.
And then you got to get to the airport. And then so you realize the bear's still in the back of the car. And, and at that time, a lot of people being hit by cyclists in Central Park. So you think it'd be funny. This is pre-Ring doorbell everywhere. You go drag it out there and put the bike next to it, like it was a bear that got hit by a bike.
Right, hilarious.
Yeah, I get it. I get the symbolism. And then later on...
I just say real quick, a friend of mine had asked me to get rid of their bike, which, sometimes when you want to get rid of a bike, you just ask a Kennedy to get rid of it. You need to look in. There's no need to dust that for principle.
Yeah, a bike, a secretary, an automobile, whatever you need to get rid of. You just do it. You ask a Kennedy. So then you admitted to it. And it's not only that, but there was a recent story about you taking a headless whale off the beach and strapping it to the roof of your car. Did you hear about that one, Joe?
No, I didn't. But his car has a lot of different smells.
Your car has to be super confusing to a blind deer. Yeah. Like, is this what, danger or whale or a bear, a falcon?
A lot of it's again, I'm just a normal American who cut off a whale's head and put it on top of my car. It's actually done very often across the country.
Let me see, Byron, find that story. Your daughter, God, daughters. All they do is blab, blab, blab. Used to be a little decorum. She was telling the story about you found a whale, you cut the head off with like a chainsaw. You put normal. Normal. You put the top of the whale, you put the carcass of the whale on top of your car, drove home, and it like leaked into the car, the whale guts, like the whole way back. That's
only when we slowed down, the whale gut juice would come into the car. Yes.
Yeah, when you slowed down, it ran off the back when you were at speed, right?
Yeah. Right.
Were the Falcons still in the trunk?
The Falcon was in the trunk at that time.
Okay, good. And
you could hear him flapping, and he was still alive.
Okay. The daughter's name is Kick Kennedy. That's the
normal.
Yeah, normal. Yeah.
And Kick in the back of the car with a whale head on top. It's a totally normal scenario.
And whoa, do you know what kind of whale this was? Whale seems pretty big to put on the roof of a Pontiac.
It was a beluga whale. I'm very interested in skulls. And I heard the whale had been beached, so I went down there, and of course, like anybody else, I had a chainsaw in my car, and I just chainsawed the head off like a normal American.
Pop the trunk, go past the Falcon, grab the chainsaw, get to business. Did you
get
guys
the bear bag? Hope it fits.
Did you guys ever see the film of the authorities blowing up a whale on a beach?
No.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Yeah, I have.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
They're like, look, this
beached whale. They don't have any way to get rid of it.
Several metric tons. They got no way to get rid of it, so they just put a little TNT in its gullet, and they used a little too much, which is awesome. And it just
that's got to be on
up.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube. It's awesome. Bill Maher.
Oh, great. Oh, I'm so glad I was called.
Yeah, and Bill, I was watching your show last weekend, and you had Nancy Pelosi on with you. And, I think you brought up a pretty good point. Nancy Pelosi seems impaired a little bit at this point. Her hands are all over the place every time she talks. She doesn't have... Her thoughts are a little... Not quite Joe Biden, but she's kind of getting there.
Oh, and, you think?
Yeah, and you asked her a question about this California legislation that they're trying to pass, where we want to give first-time homeowners $150,000 toward their down payment, whatever it is, and we now want illegal aliens to be on that list. And I think what people don't really fully understand is when you go like, hey, well, what's wrong with that? They let these people be homeowners and let them join society. You go, all right, but Joe, you've tried to sign up for that list before, and it gets all used up real fast, right?
Yeah. It runs out of spaces pretty quick.
Right. We do, what we love to do in California? That we go, look, we would like a bill that would offer low cost with rebates and tax incentives on solar. So if you want to convert your house to solar, and we want you to convert your house to solar, you can get out a zero interest loan, plus there'll be kickbacks from the utility companies and blah, blah, blah. And you go, oh, that sounds good. I'm going to do that. And then you call them up and they go, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. We had like 3 of those. They basically do what they do what car lots used to do. They go like, we've got 2024 brand new loaded Toyota Camry for $4,000. VIN number, blah, blah, blah. And then you go over there and you go, I'll take my Camry. And they go, that'll be $37,000. You go, what about the one for $4,000? They go, we had one of those and it's gone. So anyway, you solar people who want to do solar, we had this great plan, except for it's all used up and all gone, and so you'll get no solar. But hey, your heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
And that's how we do with all our incentives in California. But you had Nancy Pelosi on your show, and you're asking her about that. And we could just listen to a little of it. I think that would be that'd be informative.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The California lawmakers just passed a law. It hasn't been signed by Governor Newsom, but giving government assistance to undocumented immigrants to buy houses. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a different place than the Democratic Party
Can you
used to be
pause
on
it there?
immigration.
Hey, Bill, can I explain the problem with you and your ilk?
Oh, you're going to explain my problem, the problem with me?
And your ilk.
And my ilk.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys get pussy
Let me
whipped.
get a pen. Let me get a pen.
Okay.
So I make sure I get this right.
Okay, you got your pen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, were you just making fun of me, or are you actually getting a pen?
No, you're about to criticize me and give me some pointers how I could be better. So I want to make sure, because the great Adam Carolla is going to give me some criticism. I want to make sure I write it down correctly. Okay, go ahead.
Well, Dawson, why don't we roll back 10 seconds and let me just hear this question one more time, stated by you to Nancy Pelosi.
The California lawmakers just passed a law. It hasn't been signed by Governor Newsom, but giving government assistance to undocumented immigrants to buy houses.
All right, pause it there. Now, you got your pen ready?
Yeah, it's ready right here. Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Can you tap the mic with it just so I can know you have it?
Can you hear that?
But are you using your finger, or is that the pen?
Well, that was my penis.
Oh,
okay,
it's your penis. Okay.
Here's the pen.
Let me tell you what everybody, what the big picture plan is. Used to call, we have a name for these people. They're called illegal aliens. They're illegal and they're aliens. That's their title. That's what they do. But then guys like you, soft lefty guys, get pussy whipped into saying undocumented immigrants. And then everyone goes, it's not illegal alien anymore. It's an undocumented immigrant. Well, it's a fuck of a lot easier to give a free house to an undocumented immigrant than it is to an illegal alien. So that's how the game is played. And everyone is fucking around with all the previously incarcerated. Oh, you're talking about felons? Like, unhoused. You're talking about homeless junkies? Like, the whole reason to soften everything is if you are an undocumented immigrant, it sounds kind of reasonable to be on the same page as the people who are born in this country. Like, well, he's an immigrant. He's immigrated. My grandfather immigrated here. Like, we're all immigrants. We're a country of immigrants. He's undocumented, but that we can take care of that, and then he's going to get a home. But giving free shit to an illegal alien sounds bad. So first we change all the fucking names, and idiots like you go along with it, Bill, because you should have said illegal alien.
Oh, you're so right, Adam. Oh, I wish I did what you said.
Seriously?
Everything would be great.
Oh, really? Have we found some common ground here?
Of course. I mean, the world and California especially would be so great if Adam Carolla for governor.
Yeah. All right. Finally,
what a
Bill.
Great idea.
Did you write that down?
Mm-hmm. Hold on. How do you spell pussy? Okay, P.
No. Don't write the pussy whip part. Just write the Adam for governor part.
Adam for governor. Okay, I got it. Let me go put this in the trash.
Oh, come on, Bill. I thought for a minute we're on the same page.
Oh, you did. Did you really think I was going to listen to you?
I just want everyone to understand that if you want to give a free house to an illegal immigrant, you sound like a madman. But if you want to do it to an undocumented immigrant, you sound compassionate. Okay, impractical. All right. That's the game, everyone. That's why they change the name of everything. That's the plan. I don't know why people don't understand that and should never go along with it.
I want to ask Bill about an interview he did recently that I think was far more important than the Nancy Pelosi interview.
Hawk to a girl?
Exactly.
I knew it.
Hawk to a girl. Bill, you famously sat down with Hawk to a girl. What was that like?
Yeah, well, everyone wants to talk to me, and I'm willing to talk to everybody, even a Hawk to a girl. Mm-hmm. And she was attracted to me. There was a vibe.
Oh, really? I couldn't pick that up by watching it.
No, it's there. It's there, and afterwards we had a good time. Let's just say, we had a very good time after.
Bill, speaking of everyone doing the show, I'd say I'm overdue for a visit. It's been a minute, since I've been on the show.
Well, we're kind of booked up here for a little bit, but
all right. Well, there's always next week. I mean, I'm pretty wide open.
No, I mean, this whole year is pretty booked, but we'll definitely get you.
We're kind of coming to the end of the year, so if you want to get something going for January, after the holidays, obviously, I mean, we'll probably be in Hawaii.
I meant 2025, but
2025, yeah, like January, I know
2025's booked is what I meant.
Oh, well, you and I, you and Sarah Silverman going to Hawaii this year and doing our comedy dates?
Yeah, me and Sarah, we're going there, and we do our comedy show, but it's really for comedians.
That show's for comedians, right. Yeah, I know.
Real comedians.
Right. Real comedians. Right. So that's why I'm thinking about
Sarah
heading out, because it's kind of a party, it's like a little work, but a lot of play, and you're in Hawaii, and, Sarah respects me. Comedically, you could ask her.
Right.
Yeah, no, she does. We go way back.
Oh, I know you do. She knows you well.
Yeah.
She knows you very well. We talk about you sometimes.
Oh, good. Laugh. Okay, good. Oh, and your laugh.
We talk about you and laugh.
Oh, she's doing some of my set?
No, but, we just laugh.
She's telling you jokes. My jokes.
Yeah, your comedy. Exactly, right.
And you're laughing. Right.
Mm-hmm. You know how everyone quotes your jokes? We do that.
Yeah, so, you're a seasoned vet. I'm not going to pick an order, but there's me, you, there's Sarah Silverman. These are vets. They've been around for a long time. Pros. Sort of technicians doing stand-up, and Hawaii's coming up and whatnot, so maybe we can head out there.
We have only so much room on the plane, and the Hawk to a girl is going to
She's traveling with you now, Bill?
Yeah,
She's doing stand-up now?
Very funny.
Well, that's where Hawaiian Airlines comes in, so I can book my own flight, and we'll just hang it. Are we going to Airbnb it, or, where are we hanging?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm at the Four Seasons, and I mean, good luck getting in there.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, maybe when you get back in January, we can get me booked on the Club Random show, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, call my office, and I'm sure I'll get the message, and I'll return it as soon as I can.
Okay. Bill, I've tried calling your office before, and it's an answering machine, and no one ever calls back. But you know what? I think Dr. Drew said he had your number, your personal number, so I can just grab that from him.
No.
What? What was that?
No way. Yeah, nothing.
No, Drew's a good friend. Drew always tells me how much you like me, so I can just grab your number from Drew, and then I'll just shoot you a call, and we can figure out a date to come on the show,
Hold on, I'm texting Dr. Drew right now to ask him not to do something. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, well, I have to go.
You have like a medical issue or something?
Yeah, just a quick favor. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Done.
But nothing to do with me.
No, something totally different.
Than me.
Than you, yes. It's not all about you.
No, I just want to... It sounded to me like for a second that maybe, I don't know, you didn't want Drew to give me your number or something like that.
Well, that's the narcissist in you.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm kind of paranoid. Sometimes I think you're not a fan. Sometimes. But then
Oh, no, Adam. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I catch myself. I'm a little... my parents weren't great. My self-esteem's not great. So sometimes I know it's just the way you talk sounds a little condescending sometimes, but that's just your rhythm,
Right. Sometimes I can say, you're so good. And it sounds like I'm saying you're not. But no, I think you're such a good comedian, Adam.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It sounds sing-songy and condescending, but I know the real you, and I know what a fan you truly are of my comedy. So even though there's little insecure parts of me that tries to grab onto it sometimes, I go, no, let it go. Bill's a fan. Yeah.
It's all in your head.
Yeah. You know what I do with you is I kind of read the transcript. I don't listen. I just read what you have to say, when you say.
Oh, that's a better idea.
Yeah. Like I would read that. And I would think, it is a good idea.
It's a better idea.
Because when I hear you say it, it sounds like, he's being sarcastic. But when I read it, like some of the praise you give me, like, Adam, I think you're so funny. It sounds a little sing-songy, but when I read it, like what's something I could read that would make me feel good?
Adam, you're the reason I got into comedy in the first place.
Yeah, that would look so good on the page.
You frame that.
I'd frame that and put it. Do you mind?
Put it on the back of one of your books.
Bill Maher says.
Yeah, go. Knock yourself out.
Okay, I might even. Well, I wouldn't really read that part. Yeah, anything else I could read, Bill, that would just make me feel good?
I have a black hooker here that I've got to get back to.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's not for me. That's not getting written.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Right. All right, Bill. All right, want to take a break and come back and do a little news?
Sounds great.
Let's do it right after this. Simply Safe. Well, I've used it. I've trusted it. I've recommended it for years. They've been with us since the beginning, or pretty darn close to the beginning. And I've partnered with Simply Safe to offer my listeners peace of mind and 50% off. Just visit simplysafe.com/Adam. We all use it here. We've always used it here. Dawson used it way back in his old apartment. Then he moved into a house and he took the system with him because it's not hardwired. With exclusive 24/7 live guard protection, Simply Safe agents can act within 5 seconds of receiving your alarm and can even see and speak to intruders inside of your home. Install and activate in less than an hour. It's Simply Safe. 2 eyes. Simply Safe, right, Dawson?
Get 50% off a new Simply Safe monitoring system, plus free indoor security camera with Fast Protect monitoring. Just visit simplysafe.com/Adam to claim this discount. That's simplysafe.com/Adam. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Qualia Senolytic. Well, Senolytics, the biggest discovery of our time for promoting healthy aging. I'm telling you, I feel 15 years younger, and you'll do it in a matter of months. As we age, the body accumulates senescent cells, or zombie cells, that cause symptoms of aging, aches, slow workout recovery, sluggish mental and physical energy. Like pruning dead leaves off a plant, Qualia Senolytics removes worn out senescent cells to allow the rest to thrive. You get the analogy, right? Take it just 2 days a month. It's non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, 100-day money-back guarantee. I took mine this month. It's awesome. You will feel different and you will feel better. You know, we're getting older. Some of you spring chickens out there may not need it, but for those of us that are getting a little on, and anyone pretty much over 30 is getting on as far as the body goes, well, then you need Qualia Senolytic. Am I right, Dawson?
Resist aging at the cellular level. Try Qualia Senolytic. Go to qualialife.com/Adam for up to 50% off and use code Adam at checkout for an additional 15% off. For your convenience, Qualia Senolytic is also available at select GNC locations near you. That's QUALIA life.com/Adam for an extra 15% off your purchase. Thanks to Qualia for sponsoring today's episode. Celebrating 15 years of podcasting, here's a memorable moment from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
Excuse me, shit. Sir, I'm going to need you in that long red tie to go have a seat right over there. Look, go tuck yourself in there.
Look, I know who you are. Chris Hansen.
You know who I am?
Yes, I had a feeling.
How do you know who I am?
I've seen the shows. Now, look, I was just here to talk to her.
No.
Yes.
No, I've got the transcripts.
Fake news. Fake transcripts. I was just coming to mentor her. Okay?
Mentor her.
Yes.
And what's this about golden shower?
Golden showers. That's a Trump shower. We take golden flakes and we sprinkle it on her fat little head. Trump showers. So terrific.
And what do you have in that bag there, sir?
That is a dildo. Not for the girl. Okay?
Not for the girl.
Not for the girl. That's for Trump. Trump's dildo.
Now, for some new memorable moments, let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Trump, man, we're on the clock. That debate's first debate with Kamala Harris right around the corner. So you must be prepping like hell about now, right?
Not really.
Oh no.
To be honest, don't really have to.
You don't? You don't think she's formidable?
No, not at all. It's really a slam dunk for Trump from here on in. I'm just doing vacation stuff, golf, eating some good food.
So you're not. I think she's going to be preparing. She's going to be ready for you, Donald.
No, I'm just letting her talk. That voice is just the votes will just drop right off. The more she talks. Really, anytime a woman speaks for too long, people, they stop wanting to hear it.
They don't want to hear a woman? What about Margaret Thatcher? She spoke for a while. People like to hear that.
She was trans.
Oh.
If they're trans, it's okay.
That's news to me.
I didn't know Thatcher was trans.
She was trans.
Oh, I guess.
She was the most trans. You can't get any more trans than Margaret Thatcher.
Well, the tranniest of all the trans was Chastity Bono, who I never hear from anymore. But she was like way before
the OG.
Bruce Jenner even dreamt of putting a dress on. There was Chaz.
Yeah, she did. Did she come out there with the white wife beater? They come out when they transition. They usually put that on as the guy's shirt.
I will say this about Chaz Bono. Chaz is one of the few, and it was crazy because I grew up watching Sonny and Cher, and at the end they'd bring this little angelic blonde hair girl, like 2-year-old that Sonny would be holding. Like, do you like the show? Yes, I like it, Daddy. And the fact that basically has a beard and is full lumberjack now is insane to me. And also, like, if you would have got hold of Adam Carolla in North Hollywood at age 8 and showed him the end of Sonny and Cher and said, that's Chaz Bono, the 3-year-old angelic, beautiful blonde. By the way, if you would have said to me at age 8, look, this is the only information I'm going to give you, but I can guarantee you're going to marry Chaz Bono when you're 40. Would you take it? I'd go, fucking sign me up right now. She's going to have a bunch of money from Sonny and Cher. Look at her. She's a hot blonde. Cher's 9 foot tall and skinny
Looking at the
as shit.
2-year-old, I see how she projects. She's
both
a top
parents
prospect.
are slender and have great cheekbones, and there's fucking tons of cash laying around that family.
Neither of her parents blonde though, which is suspicious.
Yeah, a little bit weird. Maybe Greg Allman. Either way, she'll great musician.
Any of those fathers would be fine.
Doing Adam Chaz is only 8 years old.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris.
Hell, why are you talking about having sex?
No. I'm not talking about having. Did you say sex?
Sex.
She didn't play the sax. She wasn't a musician. That was.
I'm talking about a musical instrument. I'm talking about sax.
Sax, like tenor sax, bass sax.
No, we're talking about the act of sax. What you were talking about?
Like Rob Lowe and St. Elmo's Fire, like the act of playing the sax.
No, that was a sax. I'm talking about sax. You're talking about a sax.
Yes,
You're talking about a sax.
Okay,
I'm talking about sax.
Okay, I think what you may be getting confused about, Chris. The Osmonds had a variety show, and Jimmy Osmond used to play the trumpet in their right. So, but Chaz Bono did not play the sax. She was just the daughter who would come out at the end.
Chaz was the little girl. Her screen name was Bunny 95.
I don't think so, but I would have Chris, I'm not saying I would have married her when she was 6 years old. I'm saying if you would have got hold of me.
I have your transcript right here. I have your transcript. You said there was a hot blonde. That's what you're saying about an 8-year-old girl. You said hot blonde.
Well, yeah, I know. I paint pictures with my tongue.
Well, you're free to go.
Well, I don't have to leave. This is my studio, but
you were talking about a hot blonde, and when you talk about hot blondes, that means that's someone you'd like to have sex with.
No, we're not.
Not talking about.
Now I understand what you're saying. You're saying sex.
You're talking about sex, not sex. I'm talking about sex, not having sex.
Okay, hold on. You're not talking about playing the sax. You're talking about having sex with. Is that correct?
That's right.
With sex.
Not the musical instrument.
With the mouthpiece or the reed?
There's nothing in here that has to do anything with a sax. It all just has to do with sax. Does that make sense?
You see that movie Bird? I think Parker. Charlie Parker movie. Is that?
Is it kiddie porn?
No. He played the sax in that movie.
Well, you can't play with sax.
I don't know, Charlie. Anyway, maybe I'm getting off I'm getting confused here. But how old is Chaz Bono now? Is the question, because we got to figure out how old I was when I would have signed a deal with the devil, saying that I would marry Chaz Bono when I was
55.
55. All right, so that's perfect. I'm 5 years older. So when I was 8, it's as I've stated, when I was 8 years old watching Sonny and Cher, that 3-year-old would come out. And
that's terrible.
No, I'm not. No,
Chris.
With
a 3-year-old.
No, I'm not saying I'm having what with a 3-year-old?
Having sex with a 3-year-old.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when I was 8, I wouldn't have consummated it when I was 8. I'm saying I would have signed a document from the devil that said I will marry Chaz Bono when I'm an adult and we'll stay together forever. And I would have thought I'm going to get a hot, skinny blonde who's got plenty of money from Sonny and Cher. Now, Chaz Bono is one of the few who transitioned perfectly. Like, Chaz Bono is way more dude than me and you, Kyle.
Right. Yes, for sure.
Full beard, yeah.
Full fucking beard. Could probably squat way more than us. Like, Chaz has got, she's a lot more dude than we'll ever be.
But absolutely.
And then the question with Chaz is Chaz kind of used to be out there and talking a little bit and then wasn't. And then did Chaz ever get the reconstruction downstairs? Like, what's Chaz look like? And can I say this? Why is it so patently offensive to everyone when I ask these questions? Like, you're a woman now? Yeah. But you were a dude? Yeah. Did you get your cock and balls cut off? They're like, wow, what are you asking? It's like, I don't know. I'm asking a pretty basic question for somebody who says they're a different person. I'm asking maybe the only question. asking what kind of perfume you enjoy is not really getting me any answers. And then also, what is so offensive about these questions?
Well, what is for Chaz? What's the reverse? I mean, do they add a cock and balls?
Oh yeah,
they add it. Like I could understand transitioning to a man and being like, that seems like it's just going to be a bad batch of Play-Doh.
Yes.
As opposed to just take it off and put a hole where it used to be. Seems
easier. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Take it off, baby.
Caitlin?
It comes off clean, baby. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, I do feel like it's got to be a lot easier to go from that one direction to the other, right? And the other one is going to involve, like, they use, and listen, Caitlin, don't let me put words or anything else in your mouth, but
oh, wow. I might let you put something there. Go ahead.
They use the clitoris as the head because that has the sensitivity to it. Also, whoever these doctors are,
they just roll it out like dough, or
these doctors are such a fucked up mess. I couldn't imagine being one of these doctors. Chaz said they're at one point saving up for a penis, but has decided it's no one's business. That's the whole thing. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's everyone's business.
Saving up? Doesn't he have share money? Can't Cher spring for that?
Cher lives on PCH in a house that's $79 million that was up for sale.
Cher surprisingly not big on sharing.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting.
A lie? Is she lying?
I
would pay for that. I feel like she seemed like they're close. You'd think that the mom would be like, oh, let me get that. I'm a multi-millionaire. I'll get your penis. Yeah, I'll get your penis. I'm
not nearly as wealthy as Cher, and I'd buy my daughter a penis.
Would you get me a penis if I didn't have a penis? We know each other. We're not,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't just do it I wouldn't do it in the middle of March. I have to wait for like Christmas, or I don't know when your birthday is, Kyle.
May.
Oh, May? May what?
Yeah, I got a lot of time. 25th.
Oh, I'm 27th. Okay.
Oh, is that right? Look at us, Geminis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. So I'd probably get you, for your birthday or for Christmas, I might get you a new penis or a
Maybe we
penis
could just tell RFK to keep his eye out for loose penises.
Yeah, RFK could grab some roadkill penis.
If you're driving down the road, if you keep your eye out, you can sometimes see a loose penis, and I'll pick that up and put it in the back with a Falcon.
So everyone who transitions, they do it very big in public, and then when you start asking them questions, they go, none of your business. And it's like, well, then don't do it so fucking publicly. And then also, I don't know, it feels like a pretty straightforward question in terms of if you've done this. I can't figure out if Caitlyn Jenner still has the cock and balls, Caitlyn?
Oh, no, I got rid of that a long time ago, baby.
And you know Chaz at all?
I know Chaz. We've spoken here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Like her person, she's kind of a dud, baby. If you know what I'm saying, personality-wise.
Yeah, Chaz, between Sonny Bono dying skiing, hitting a tree, and all the recording that guy did, and all the royalties and everything, and then Cher and all her royalties and all her cash.
TV show.
Can't buy Chaz a cock?
Gotta have penis money. Well, all that, I mean, it's ridiculous to say that she can't afford the penis. Unless she's been cut off, no unintended. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably, $50,000.
Top of the line penis?
Yeah.
It's 75.
75K?
For the best.
I think the state of California will provide a penis for an inmate if they suggest that they are transitioning.
Undocumented work, people do get free penises.
Yeah.
When you cross the border.
I mean it. We're that close. Your mom is Cher and you can't get a free dick?
Cher definitely has like a handbag worth more than the most expensive penis, right?
Oh, yeah. You walk into her closet.
$300,000
She's got at least 8 handbags and 7 pair of shoes that are more than an average penis would cost.
Made out of a penis.
A handbag out of a penis?
Well, yeah, like a rhinoceros penis bag. These are like high-end things you probably know nothing about.
Caitlin's it's got to be kind of tough for Caitlin because Caitlin's in a weird no man's zone. She lives in California. She's a Republican, but she's trans, so the community's like everyone's turned on her. Like you have no home.
Kardashian dad.
Yeah, Kardashian dad. You're king without a castle.
Well, first of all, no man's land sounded pretty transphobic. Yeah.
Sorry. You're right.
Well, once I came out against gay marriage, gross, people really turned on me there.
Yeah.
I don't I'm against gay marriage. I think gay people are great. I love gay people. They're great. Yeah. It's just what they're doing is sin in the Bible. So I refuse to associate or touch a gay person. Yeah.
Well,
I'm very open-minded.
When you golf, are you doing it from the ladies' tees now?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay.
I kick ass.
No, I know. You must be fucking...
I drop 10 strokes, baby. I drive the green every time.
Wow, I knew it.
Feeling coming through.
I was wondering why you did this, but now I think we know.
And I run people over with my golf cart.
Oh.
I go, lady driver coming through, baby. I killed a lady once.
I know. On PCH. I know.
Right.
I know, right?
Well, I was distracted. I was putting on some lip gloss.
They have a whole memorial on PCH, those white tires for people who died on PCH.
Sometimes I just throw those in the ocean.
There's like 50-something tires. It's a kind of weird memorial.
I didn't know that was a thing until recently. I always saw the white bike too.
Yeah,
that's for people who hit on bikes.
The tire.
But
that is interesting, Adam, because that's what gives like the Jesus and the cross. It's like
I know that's what took you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird balancing act when you're doing the memorials. I mean, the Mexicans do it right. They got the Virgin Guadalupe candle. They got the flowers. They got a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
And then they just put it along the side of the freeway or the highway. And then white people just go, somebody died right there on Canaan? Like when was that? And then you look like you're like, the guardrail's intact. Did they jump over the end? Or did they shoot themselves there? Like they were riding a moped? Like what? Whitey doesn't do that. We don't do the rolling memorial. But it's weird. It's a little off-putting when you see it in a weird place. And I'd actually like to do that. I'd like to get the Virgin Guadalupe candle and the flowers and the stuffed animal, just put it in front of people's garage. Set it there. Everyone in the neighbors like, a Mexican died in front of Stan's garage? I guess so.
Just set it up deep on a Target aisle, like back corner of a Target.
Some Mexican died in the toy section of a Target? Yeah, and then people start wondering, like, Stan's garage. You think Stan ran him over, like, at night? Like he was sleeping? Maybe Stan's maid died in his garage and Stan hit him with the car. Maybe the garage door crushed Stan's maid. Like,
right at the garage door, yeah.
I'd put it everywhere. That's a good idea. Because it's really confusing. Like, there was one in front of the liquor store on Barham, and I'm like, someone died at the liquor store? They die on Barham? That's my liquor store? Like, now, is it haunted?
Haunted liquor store.
All right, should we do a little news?
Let's do it.
Baby.
Let's do a little news.
Sandy Snakenberg, a.k.a. the Bubble Pirate, was arrested in San Diego. He's a local performer who has been creating bubbles at the park. And he was arrested near La Jolla Cove and was ticketed by a park ranger on August 24th. Not for reasons one might suspect. It wasn't for a violation of the city of San Diego's regulations on expressive activity, but rather because the bubbles he created were alleged to be a pollutant.
We are slowly going insane. And I've said it a million times. It's a California thing. Look, I've been to Tijuana. a million times. You go to Tijuana, and the reason you go to Tijuana is to do what you want.
Right.
You eat street tacos. You go into whorehouses. Motorcycle cops are riding wheelies down the street. Right. That's how unregulated Tijuana is. And we used to go on surf trips with my construction crew, and we would load up all the pickup trucks with bikes and surfboards and all sorts of shit. And we end up driving through Baja. We go like deep Baja and then find a surf spot and like pull over on the side, dirt roads, no one around. When we would sit in the back of the pickup truck, because it wasn't King Cab pickup trucks, it was just cab. There's 2 guys in the front, there's 3 guys sitting in the pickup truck. We would be sitting back there with a bottle of tequila, a bag of M80s, and a lit cigar, and we'd be lighting the M80s off the cigar and throwing them at the guy in the truck behind us. Then passing around a bottle of tequila in the middle of the day. Because that's what lawlessness looks like, which is the upside of lawlessness. Now, later on, when you get robbed at gunpoint at the beach and there's nobody there to save you, that's the downside of lawlessness. But it's a tacit agreement. You've entered this zone, and we were like, look, we're all 22, we're all fucking idiots, and we'd rather go to a place where we can ride a motorcycle naked in the desert and light M80s off a cigarette, and we can worry about the banditos, but that's a small price to pay for drinking tequila and lighting M80s off a cigar and throwing it on an open road. But California is not that.
No.
California is half that. California is, if you would like to defecate in public and walk around swinging a machete and do whatever the fuck you wanted, that's okay. But the blowing the bubbles, that's not going to work because that could be toxic. Like, Joe and I were down at the beach club the other day working on some comedy, and they had a problem with their septic system. And it was told to me by the guy who manages the beach club, all the sinks are shut off. So the sink by the barbecue is shut off, and the barbecues are shut off because you could be rinsing vegetables in the sink or chicken in the sink, and then that water would run directly into the Pacific Ocean, and they can't have that. Now, you're not defecating in the sink, but you're doing it. Meanwhile, the LA River is filled with homeless people shitting in it, and then every time a rain comes in, all the shit just washes into the bay. And if you go a quarter mile from where we were, there's RVs lining up the entire way with people just emptying their waste into the ocean. So they got a big problem with you and your vegetables in the sink, but they have no problem with all the homeless people in the LA River swept out into the sea. So
can I tell you something?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
This just drives me nuts. I'm here in New York, and they did the thing with the low flush, so they cut the pipe in the back. So the amount of water that comes into my toilet, every time I flush, it's like a fat guy did a cannonball, and all this water splashes up like a fountain. Right. Then I have to clean that up, and I'm reflushing the tissue that I've now cleaned. I'm flushing more.
Yeah, you have to do 3 flushes.
Biohazard.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
LA is basically, on California, all liberal cities are this way. They have tons and tons and tons of rules, and then no rules if you just want to fucking walk around with a machete.
In fact, in this story, they were saying that there was an ordinance that the city created 4 by 8 foot expressive activity zones. So that's 4 by 8 blocks where performers and others with free speech protections are directed to go on a first come, first serve basis.
They broke up a oceanside yoga class the other month. It's San Diego or somewhere in that area too, which is somebody held a class of people did yoga, like beachfront yoga. It's like no permit. No. Yeah. Park an RV wherever the fuck you want, cook meth, do whatever the fuck you want, but do yoga. well, by the way, pay taxes and then do yoga at the beach. We're coming for you. It's not tenable. I keep telling everyone it can't exist. It can't keep going this way. You cannot have 2 separate societies, like weird fucking underground lawless
and they come together a lot. Like when I lived in Venice, you couldn't park in the beach lots overnight unless you were an artist who was going to rent one of the spaces, and then you could get there like before sun up, so you could set up. Mm-hmm. So then the homeless just got permits to be artists, and they would sell old shoes and shit like that and sit there and live on the beach. And you're like, now we're just like permitting homeless people to live on the beach. It's insane.
It's not sustainable, is what I'm saying. And we're kind of getting there fast. And I've been talking about it for a million years. And we got to do something soon. But yes.
I don't know if you had this in LA, but in New York, you can just go into an Apple store or wherever and just take phones and walk out.
Right. Yeah, there's no problems. Yeah, we have that. We have that everywhere. It's awesome. All right, what else we got, Joe?
A New York suburban county isn't going to have these problems. They're getting ready to arrest anyone that is wearing a face mask under a new law that bans covering your face. In fact, Nassau County Police on Sunday responded to reports of a suspicious person on the street near the Levittown-Hicksville town line. They found Weslin Omar Ramirez Castillo wearing black clothing and a black ski mask.
Hold on, Trump, what should we do with Weslin Omar Castillo?
Okay, I already had this drawn out. We're going to dig a big pit, okay? We dig the big pit. We throw him in there. Anybody else like him, quote, I'm putting that in quotes. I think we put a nice little fence around there. Electrify it, okay? Electrocute the fence.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Listen, criminals and cartels, or criminals, are the most fluid people in the world. Like all they need, they're like an F1 team of crime. Like, we're just looking for tenths of seconds to shave. It's just like everyone's walking around in a mask, right? Yeah. We made everyone wear a mask. Yep. In public. Yep. 2-year-olds even. Yep. So I could just put a mask on all the time and then I wouldn't really be recognized. And then I could go, what about hoodies? Oh, we yell at people, tell people not to wear hoodies. Oh, so I can wear a hoodie? Yeah. And a mask? Yeah. And no one can say shit? No. But if they did, they'd be called racist. Oh, okay, so I'm just going to put the hoodie on and the mask, and I can go into the Apple store in Manhattan and take what I want? Well, up to $1,000. Oh, okay. All right, I know what I'm doing this week. That's it. That's all they do. I mean, when I was talking last week to our homeless guest, he's like, yeah, we get the EBT cards from the government. I go into the Ralph's. I buy the hot dogs and buns. I give them to the Mexicans who make the ghetto dogs and sell them out in front of Staples Center. They give me 50 cents on the dollar. They got free, discount dogs and whatever. I got cash to buy drugs. That's how we roll.
Right.
That's how everything works. And that's why nothing can work other than whatever your grandpa said, hard work and discipline and exercise. Human beings can't be trusted with anything because all we do is take advantage of everything.
All you do is fill pickup trucks full of bikes and surfboards and fireworks.
Go to the desert. That's all we do.
Whaleheads and bears.
One of the greatest moments of that Baja trip is I bought a hat that I was so proud of. I had like a big straw sombrero kind of hat. And I love my sombrero. And at some point, I was bragging to everyone about my sombrero. And, everyone's just drinking tequila and surfing and drowning and riding motorcycles drunk and stuff. But I love my big straw sombrero. And, I was sitting around drinking with everyone or something. And, at some point, somebody went, Adam, your sombrero's over there on the beach. And I was like, oh, hey, how'd my sombrero get on the beach? And I started walking toward it, and it blew up. Because they put an M80 in my sombrero. And then it like a Wile E. Coyote, it had a blown top that was all frazzled and blown out, like when you put your finger in a shotgun. Even more. And it was charred.
Yeah.
It was blown out. The top was blown out and charred, and I fucking liked it more. Yeah. Yeah. All right, what else we got?
We've got a 49ers rookie receiver who was shot in Union Square in San Francisco the other day. He was there for a signing, and he was a man attempted to rob him for his Rolex watch. He got into a scuffle. Both men were shot, but the 49ers rookie Ricky Pearsall shot in the chest. Bullet went out his back. He is in serious to fair condition, And the 49ers issued a statement that he'll be released from San Francisco General Hospital early this week.
Byron, if you're in there, find London Breed, given her thing. By the way, she looks so fucking incompetent, the mayor. She's like, today, Ricky, she had to look down, but Pearsall, like, it's a bitch, just read over the notes. You're in a limo. You're in the limo for 40 minutes. Just fucking memorize the guy's name. He was #1 draft pick of your team in your town, and he just got fucking shot.
She had to look at her notes to say, "We wish him the best on the field."
She looks
season
insanely incompetent. But here's what I want to say, and this is why everyone thinks I'm a racist. You watch all the official proceedings. It's like you got the black police chief with the 2 black women who are city council, whatever, flanking him. You have the black mayor of the city. You have the black DA woman who goes, we're going to get to the bottom of this. This notion where we go, we just got to get all black people on the other side of the criminals, and then that's going to somehow fix it. It doesn't. It doesn't fix it at all. There's no evidence that says black female DAs are more effective than white male DAs. We just do it, and it like satiates us. And we also get to go, well, we get the black chick, and then when she busts the black dude who shot the white receiver, then we won't call her racist. We just kind of cover ourselves. There is no indication that they do. Find me the black female mayor in whatever major city and tell me they do a better job, which doesn't mean they can't do a better job. It just means don't vote for them based on that. There's no evidence whatsoever that the towns are better, safer, cleaner, or anything. It's just everyone is black. And now we go, okay, we're San Francisco. This is how we work. But it doesn't mean the job gets done. And
I think San Francisco would be better off on a whole if their mayor was white and their receivers were black.
Yes.
Just swap these two. Ironically, the only person in this story who is white is the NFL wide receiver.
I dream of a city where all the ball handlers,
all the skilled position players
guys
are
black, and all the decision makers are white. That's the dream George Seifert had back in the day.
Yeah.
And that clip is great. She looks, well, first off, also, when you're in that position and you're only going to be in that position like for 5 minutes, you have to feign some interest, no matter who you are. You have to. She didn't feign much interest. She didn't memorize the guy's name. She didn't really know what was going on. And then she does the one I love. I love this. It's new because it's new. I love it. It's like, this thing is unacceptable. And it's like, the thing that just happened? Yes, unacceptable. Well, you should start accepting it because this guy's in an ambulance, Well, I'm not. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable in that it can't happen, or that you don't accept that it did happen, or that it won't happen. It's going to happen again. It'll happen in the next 24 hours. Someone's going to get shot. Not acceptable. Okay. So the problem is solved because you won't accept that a guy got shot in broad daylight in your town? Like, what is this? What is the unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
What's that cover? So if I was at your house and I had a big bowl of pudding and I dropped it and it broke on the kitchen tile, would that be
unacceptable?
Unacceptable. But there's a bunch of pudding on the floor. You don't accept that?
No. Unacceptable.
Unacceptable that I can't do it again, or is it just unacceptable for having?
You know what unacceptable means.
Unacceptable. All right. Well, it's not acceptable. All right. Except for it happened, and it happens all the time. Okay. Do we have that, Dawson, somewhere?
Editing it right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got to start wondering about Florida Gator receivers, because Pearsall was a Florida Gator selected number 31 overall. We've got Aaron Hernandez from Florida.
Gator.
Gator. Was the other guy Riley Cooper? Mm-hmm. He got suspended for saying the N-word at a concert.
Oh, that was him. Yeah.
Just about every receiver that comes out of Florida is getting into some sort of trouble.
This story is the craziest story ever. It's like
the Gator curse.
He was shot in the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other guy, he got shot too.
Yeah. There was a tussle for the gun.
Right. So there are 2 separate shots?
Well, I don't know if that's not in the story, but I do know that the one bullet went through Pearsall and out his back, through his chest and out his back. Now, was it being held against him, went through his chest, out his back into the other guy?
I don't know.
That's a magic bullet.
I'll tell
JFK.
I'll tell you it's going to be great, Donald Trump. I'm going to give it about 7 weeks. And then we're going to hear Benjamin Crump has this 17-year-old who shot him as a client, and he's going to want some money because he's going to basically explain that he went to rob him, yes, but the rich guy aggressively moved on him, escalating this situation, and now he's unable to work and incarcerated. Someone's going to want. He's going to sue him at some point. The 17-year-old is going to lawyer up and sue the wide receiver.
He will be
charged. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Oh, not on your watch. I know.
Not going to happen.
That's true. And he'll be tried as a juvenile. They already worked that one out.
He'll be charged in juvenile court.
Right.
He'll be thrown into the pit.
Right. But he's going to be out in 3 years. So that'll be that. Okay. And don't worry, he'll be on the street. And that'll be great. Yeah, that's progress, Trump. You got to understand what progress looks like. I sort of argue that if you think it's a good idea to shoot somebody at like 17, you think it's even better idea at 25. Like I feel like that's in you. That's not youthful indiscretion. Now, maybe you can make a juvenile court argument for me around 13.
Yeah.
But if you're beating off on the regular, I call you a dude.
Right.
You're now dude.
Right.
You're beating off on the regular and you shoot somebody with the in broad daylight. You're man enough for me.
Also, what the crime is. Like, if a 17-year-old was lighting off fireworks
in the back of a pickup, and
he was trying to set his buddy's sombrero up, and somebody lost a hand,
stole someone's car to joyride, and slid into a farmer's market,
tried to steal a Rolex at gunpoint. That's an adult crime.
It'd be good to have that as like your drinking age. As soon as you can do that, even if you forget your license, you could prove your age.
Oh, by masturbating?
Yeah, like that would be such a great day for you that now I'm a man.
It would be. You'd be a man. I mean, the Jewish religion had it right. But would you want to work at that DMV, Kyle? People just. It's like
I didn't think it through. I'll be honest.
Kyle'd be there, and he's like, "You still got the Lexan shield up 3 years after COVID? No, not for COVID. For guys proven they can drive a car by jizzing all over my desk."
A new California bill to stop road rage. Everybody's got to masterbate before they get a license.
That's right. Take the edge off.
You got to jack one off, and then you can get your permit.
We have this. Oh, they also always explain this isn't something that normally happens
I would just say that it is very rare for something like this to happen in Union Square, and also as what was mentioned earlier. We have had an increase in officer deployment, specifically covering the Union Square area for the past couple of years.
Oh, okay.
And so, unfortunately, this incident, we are glad that the victim will be okay. But this incident does set us back from all the hard work that we've done in order to make significant changes in public safety in San Francisco. We still have the lowest violent crime rate of any major city. We are on track to have record low numbers of gun violence in particular in this city. And the police department has done an extraordinary job in addressing many of those issues, investigating those crimes, and holding people to account.
Well,
and
where's the clip we're talking about? Not around?
She has great conditioner. It's really shiny.
She relaxed the shit out of that hair. She's got a mayoral hot comb like nobody's business. Well, Dawson, I only want the one we need.
That's what I'm
not around.
I'm trying to explain that right now.
Okay. Yes, because people.
What a total disaster that Dawson is.
Well, I oftentimes ask for clips, then I get another clip, but. That it's got to be at the beginning of the same press conference, I guess. All that was her explaining to us that things were pretty good over there. But I still want to figure out how this guy got shot. And also, this Pearsall guy, he got shot I thought he was nicked or, had a nipple nick or something like that.
No.
He shot through and through, and he was just walking over to the ambulance, like under his own power.
That's why Bill Belichick likes the little white wide receivers. They're tough.
Yeah, they're gritty.
They're crafty.
That's a
gritty.
possession guy.
Yeah.
He's moving the chains.
He's not afraid to go over the middle.
Yeah, he doesn't hear footsteps.
No.
The other thing, it's got to be...
Pearsall got shot.
It's got to be weird where, like, his coach, because he was on, like, IR or something. You know? So
he just got off IR, exactly. He recently returned to 49ers practice after missing the past 3 weeks.
Coach got to be like, you missed 3 weeks because you said you had turf toe?
Yeah.
But I just saw you get shot and then walk to the ambulance having a conversation. So is it really your pain tolerance is that low or turf toe? You missed 3 preseason games with turf toe, but then you get shot with a through and through and you're laughing on the way back to the ambulance.
I like the hard-nosed coach. It's always something with you, Pearsall. If it's not your shoulder subluxation, it's your getting shot in the chest.
If you didn't hyperextend your elbow, it's getting shot. Yeah. Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. You were caught in a crossfire.
Are you hurt
bullet
or
through your chest?
Hurt or injured?
Yeah.
There's a
Is
difference.
the bullet in there?
Yeah.
No? Then what are you fucking crying about?
Yeah. If you've been wearing your pads right, that bullet wouldn't have entered in the first place. All right, what else we got?
We've got the top earners in Britain are fleeing over tax raids. An exodus.
Raids or race?
Tax raids.
Rates with a T.
No, raids is what
Oh.
the headline reads. Tax raids. An exodus is being reported by bankers, financial advisors, and business chiefs, with experts warning that the chancellor risks ruining hopes of faster economic growth with a widely expected increase in capital gains tax.
Hey, Kamala wants to raise capital gains, right?
It's not going to happen. She's not going to be voted in. This is all a waste of everybody's time.
She wants to do unrealized gains. She wants you to pay taxes on, like, if your house goes up, but you didn't sell it. Or your stock goes up, but you didn't sell it. She wants you to pay taxes on the stuff you didn't get yet. I don't know why people don't feel like that's pretty intrusive shit. Like they go, hey, these people want to control your body inside the doctor's room. It's like, yeah, these assholes want 3/4 of the money I make. That's pretty intrusive. Like, why is that not, in terms of, like, being outraged, like, okay, there's a couple of books in Florida where guys are butt fucking and they don't want them in the library, and you guys are very upset about that. But in terms of impacting your life, how about them helping themselves to tons of your money and then incarcerating you if you don't pay it? Does that feel somewhat intrusive?
It's a very weird time that we're living in, especially in the United States, because both sides are arguing that the government is too intrusive. Mm-hmm. And then the people that are defending each of the sides don't even match up with what we're doing. Like, we have all the super rich Hollywood actors who want the more taxes, and then we have the blue collar Americans who are, like, protecting billionaires' taxes. Like, can everybody just fucking pick a lane and stick in it?
How about we just shrink government a little bit?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
That's all I'd like. So listen, here's how billionaires work, right, Trump? You guys are smart. You didn't get to be billionaires by being dumb. And the government are dumb because you don't work for the government if you're smart. So what the government does is they go, here's the move we're going to make to get more money out of you. We're going to raise the minimum wage to $20 in California. And Burger King, you're going to pay up. And then Burger King goes, yeah, but we're smart. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise the price of the Whopper. We're going to take all the full-time guys and cut them back to part-time guys. And then we're going to start looking into kiosks and Flippy, the remote burger flipper. And then the government goes, why can't you just man up? And they go, that's not what we don't man up. We make money for our constituency and our shareholders. So that's what we're going to do. And by the way, we're going to do it all day, every day. Whatever it is you do, we're moving. We're starting an offshore account. We'll do whatever we have to do to avoid whatever it is that you're doing. And we're smarter than you, and we have many people that are smarter than you, and this is what they do. And then everyone goes, what's up with these offshore accounts? Like, well, they move because you raised the corporate rate too much. But if you lower the corporate rate, then they will move back. And they go, fuck you. We're not in the business of helping rich people. Like, all right, well, we'll see you in Bermuda where we have our offshore accounts. That's just what they do. They have a move for every move you have. So just know it and then just figure it out.
I don't know why, and maybe I just don't know, but the conversations about how are we going to make the government run tighter, and I don't hear those conversations really at all. I just hear raise taxes.
Yeah, we got to get more money. And it's like, how about we shrink the cost of government a little bit? What if we scaled it? What if we streamlined it a little bit?
And that's why it's so frustrating to be an American citizen that's like, let's just shrink government, because the number one thing we spend on is the military and defense. But God forbid,
can't get into that.
You can't get into that, because then people are like, no, well, I mean, you just hate America.
I think the number one thing we spend on now is the deficit.
Yes.
And so we're just paying interest on a loan that we created, that we borrowed too much. So deficit one, I know. I know.
But you can't say you'll cut the military. That pisses off one side. But you can't say we're going to cut how much we give homeless. That never works, because that pisses off the other side. It's like if everybody got on the same page of just let's shrink it, and just like across the board.
Yeah, well, look, one could argue. Here's what one could argue. One could argue that the military is necessary. And then one could go, California spent $24 billion on homeless and got nothing.
Right.
So my feeling is look, I'm not a big fan of the military, but if we need it and we get a couple Tomahawk missiles come out the other end, then so be it. To me, it's the insane, abject waste. It's just waste.
Well, I think to be fair, I think that's the exact same thing. Like, there's something to do about homelessness, just not what they're doing.
Yeah,
we should have all the drones.
I wish there was a bridge that would, monorail that would take me to LAX. That's fine. Like, I think it's the waste. I think the waste in general is what people have problems with.
That's my point. Is like, if you look at the military, like we're not going to fight a war going forward that's not just drones and Tomahawk missiles and nuke subs for the rest of time. So why are we putting people in little houses across the world and little bases and little army things and paying for everybody? Like, do we need foot soldiers at this point, or I think we've passed that?
We can't. Well, the industrial complex. Right. I mean, it's so insane. Right. It's all insane. But the whole point is government, stop talking about getting more money. Yeah. Just let's talk about reeling it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Board of Education, don't fucking need it. Everyone goes nuts. Like when you go, I don't want the Board of Education. I go, what? What are you talking about? You don't think kids should learn to read?
Right.
We didn't have the Board of Education in 1980. I went through all the way. This may be not a great testimonial for getting rid of the Board of Education, but I made it all the way into high school before there was a Board of Education. You used to be able to just run a school in your school district. We didn't need huge unions and huge bloated bureaucracies deciding what we did. Just fucking get rid of it. Get rid of a bunch of shit. Now, there's tons of people who have fake jobs now.
Right.
And that's the problem. We have millions of people, whether it's Board of Education or TSA or whatever it is, there's thousands and thousands of jobs where people don't really do anything, but they unionize and they're not going to vote for you and they're not going to support you if you want to get rid of them. So then we get this bloated shit bureaucracy.
It's like going back to the bubble story. Now we have a 4x8 box. Now you got to permit the box. You got to have somebody that monitors the boxes. You got to have a guy who says, just let Bubbles the clown fucking spray his bubbles.
I used to say all the time, what do beavers do? Like if you put beavers on the roof of the Empire State Building, they would start looking for wood to build a dam. And you go, what? That doesn't make any sense. It does if you're a beaver. That's what they do. That's all they're here for. And you go, the more politicians, the bigger bureaucracies, the more labels. Oh, this is, you got to go, you got to talk to the Coastal Commission. It's like, they're just going to do what beavers do. They're not there to not make rules. They're there to make rules, and there's going to be more and it'll keep going, and there's not going to be less 5 years from now. There's going to be more 5 years from now, and that's it. So we're going to have to nip this thing not in the bud. It's fully bloomed, but I mean, we're going to have to figure out a way to get our hands around this thing and go, it's not the government's job. Like when I hear Kamala Harris going, I'm here for small business. I'm going to get these businesses. It's like, that's not your job. Your job is to reel it in, get rid of some of the regulation, let them keep a little more money that they make. Don't overburden them. Don't overtax them, and then see if they can do it. It's not your job to make them flourish, and you can't. That's it. It's your job just to pull back a little, let them run their business. There you go. All right. Shall we...
Tulsa King. New season coming soon.
Oh, Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa King. I'm sorry, Sly.
You're right.
No. Joe says it's great. Joe says it's great.
I like it. I don't know if it's great, but I like it.
All right.
I enjoy it.
All right.
Thank you.
I think London Breed in her speech.
You know, I know the exact clip that you're talking about. I heard it on KABC on my way in. And
I saw it on TV.
The only part of that we're finding on the internet is just London Breed saying, I look forward to seeing him on the field.
Do they scrub stuff? Like, should I be suspicious? Like, I was watching it on the news over the weekend where it's London Breed just says his name.
I know the exact clip you're talking about.
Huh. Interesting. And she also said it wasn't acceptable. Well, maybe... It is acceptable. I say this, I think 3 times a week where I go, I have no idea how the internet works. I see something on TV.
To be fair, when you say that, I always sit in the other room and nod and go, he doesn't know how the internet works.
But I do not know.
Sometimes your frustrations are, valid, and sometimes it's like, I don't know where the fuck it is.
Type in London Breed press conference or something.
London Breed, Mayor of London, Riley Prescott, the name, the guy, nothing comes up.
So it did exist. So I'm starting to wonder if they scrub shit now that they don't really like, but maybe. All right, Kyle, hang with us. Take a quick break. I got a lot of questions for you right after this.
Hi.
Ethos. Well, I've invested in property and cars, and it's there to protect my family and life insurance. Ethos makes getting life insurance easy. It's something you need to do. When you're a responsible dad and husband, a taker care of human beings, a responsible person, then you get life insurance. And it's affordable, and it's quick, and it's easy, and it's all online. Without a medical exam, just answer a few health questions for a free quote in less than 10 minutes at ethoslife.com/Adam. I know insurance can be a pain in the butt, but it's called insurance for a reason. You need it, and your family may need it one day. So be responsible. Term life policies from 10 to 30 years of coverage start as low as $10 a month. Personalized coverage to your family's needs, like helping your kids through college, your spouse with a mortgage payment, all this stuff that responsible dads and loving dads do. 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 1,900 reviews. That's Ethos, right, Dawson?
Protect your family today. Get up to $2 million in term life insurance coverage in 10 minutes with Ethos. Answer just a few health questions and get your free quote at ethoslife.com/Adam. That's ETHOS life.com/Adam.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. They're in the business of keeping your car on the road. O'Reilly offers friendly, helpful service and the parts and knowledge you'll need for all your maintenance and repairs. That's right. It's not just about maintenance. You got to repair it every once in a while yourself. I've been going to O'Reilly since, knee-high to a boll weevil? I don't know what they say, grasshopper. I've always gone to O'Reilly. I used to live up in the hills in La Crescenta. I'd go the one up on Foothill. Still there. Passed it the other day. They've got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in store or online, so you'll never have to worry if you're in a jam. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free in or out of your car, which is nice. You don't have to pull it. If it needs to be replaced, they'll help you find the right battery for your vehicle. Need your windshield wipers replaced, brake light fixed, quick service. They'll help you find the right part or point you to the nearest local repair shop for help as well. Whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you'll find the team at O'Reilly knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, friendly. So the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto, do-it-yourself, and you can find what you need in the store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
Celebrating 15 years of podcasting, here's a memorable moment from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
And what about these Big Macs?
Those are for me as well.
You say here you want to wrap a long red silk tie.
Yes, red tie, yes.
Around your wrists.
Yes, tie me up, call me daddy.
And feed me Big Macs.
Yes, this is all mentoring, okay? Who are you? You were dad?
I'm not the dad. I'm Chris Hansen.
Where's that fat decoy?
Well, if you have anything else you'd like to say, I'd like to hear it. Otherwise, you're free to go.
Okay, are there cops outside?
That's not up to me.
That's not up to you. I think it is.
Well,
I very much do.
I think it's time for you to go. We have another guest coming.
Okay, terrific.
Go ahead.
I'm slowly leaving.
Take the bag.
Taking my dildo and Max with me.
Now, for some new memorable moments, let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
All right. Kyle Dunnigan is... Are you in New York, Kyle?
I am. I moved to New York. I got a new place. Park Slope. Love it, but it gets too cold, but I like it.
The Kyle Dunnigan Show. It's on YouTube, and you can check it out. I've done it before. Very talented man. Kyle Dunnigan. Website, KyleDunniganComedy.com for live events as well. So tell me if this sounds frustrating to you. My dad is elderly, and he's hanging in there. But he's getting a little hard to understand a little bit. He's probably 92, 90. I think he's 93. And
Wow.
I've always described him as a very bad car model, like a Pinto or Pacer or something. Picture a real shitty car, American car with no miles on it, 0 mileage.
That's your dad.
Yeah. And so you kind of go, like, sometimes you'll see like a really shitty model and you'll go, God, the Pacers were the Gremlins were such pieces of shit. And then you go, but that one's clean. So it's like a really shitty car with no miles. That's what my dad is, right? and it's not like he has great genes. It's just he's never really been on a roof or fell off a roof or loved and lost or drank a martini or got into a fist fight, got his ass kicked, or he never had any stress like the law firm. He didn't make partner at the firm and now he's all stressed out, or he bought a boat and the payment's too high. He's never done anything. So he's just preserved. He's completely preserved, not because of good genetics, just because he's physically never been outdoors, So it's like he's 33 years older than me, and my hands are completely fucked up, and his are cherry, and he's 93 because he's never swung a hammer, he's never hit a heavy bag, he's never punched anybody, he's never done anything. So his hands are fine, and my hands are fucked, but it's because I fucked my hands up because I did a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
So he's in Altadena, California, which, if anyone knows, is nowhere near Malibu, California, where I live. But I get the report on Saturday, I think, Friday or Saturday over the weekend, that he's had a rough patch. He's upset about something. His wife, both my parents are sort of diabolical in that they're not good at taking care of themselves and or others. That's why they weren't fantastic parents. They're nice people, but they don't do stuff for other people or take care of other people or give them money or whatever. So my mom and my dad, when they were together, they're like, well, we're two people who don't do anything for other people, so this is not going to be a great relationship for you or the other one, because somebody's got to be motivated. Like,
Somebody's got to be the roommate who cleans the dishes.
Right. And may pay the electricity bill or something, right? It's like, it's funny. Dennis Prager always says this, like couples, there's moody people, but two moody people never get married. There's one moody people and one fucking normal person like me who isn't moody, and then the moody, because it gets tired real fast when we got two moodies living together. You can do a moody and a normal person, and you can do two normal people for eternity, but you can't do two moody. And so you can't do two lazy who don't do things for other people, because now they're just living together going, who's going to take the trash out? I don't know. Who's taking the trash out? Well, I'm not taking it. Well, you're taking the trash. Who's paying the whatever? I'm not paying. So that's what my parents were like, but they broke up. I wouldn't say they got divorced. They just left. And there wasn't a need to get divorced because there wasn't possessions, but because the two people who didn't do stuff didn't do anything, so they didn't have stuff, you know? So they just left. And then they both hooked up with people that were considerably younger than them who could do stuff for them, because that's what you need. You can't have two fucking flatliners living together. Nothing gets done. So they both hooked up with people who were like sort of normal and had jobs and could do stuff mainly for them while they didn't do a whole lot of stuff. And that's how they managed to sort of live a quasi-normal life, not because of them, but because of the person they were with, who were sort of semi-normal people with regular jobs and stuff like that. So these poor people, my stepmom, my stepdad, their job was to take care of these people for the rest of their life. So they both ended up getting old, and then their younger spouse, who paid for everything and did everything, was also in charge of putting the wheelchair in the car and getting them out of the car and putting them in the wheelchair and pushing the wheelchair. They got hit because they're younger and they're motivated, and that's always going to be a problem. So now my dad's very old, and he got agitated because his wife left the house and like left him alone too long or something. He didn't like it. So he's old, and so he gets agitated, but he's also would have been agitated anyway. Like, hey, this person that does everything left. Where aren't they here? Mm-hmm. Who's going to get me stuff if they're not here? You know? So he got agitated, and I talked to him like on a Saturday night or something, but I said, I can't come out tonight. He was like, can you come out tonight? I'm agitated, you know? And I was like, I got the electric car. The other car I don't have, and the electric car's got 100 miles on it, and I don't know where to charge it, and I can't make it there and back, which he didn't understand any of that, because I don't think he knows what an electric car is. He thought my horse was like out of hay or something. So I was like, I'll come tomorrow morning first thing. I'll get my car back, which was being driven to San Diego. I'll get my car back. I'll get up in the morning early, and I'll come out to Altadena on the Labor Day weekend, even though it's the last thing you want to do is drive from Malibu to Altadena to hear a guy's grievance who you disagree with. Like, I completely disagree with his premise of he's upset because the person who waits on him once saw a matinee for once. You know what I mean? Yeah, the person that does everything wanted to go to fucking Denny's and have a sandwich without you. You know, so, but I'll sit there and listen. And so I get up early, I get my fucking truck, and I drive to Altadena from Malibu, and I walk in, and my dad's sitting there. He's looking a little hazy, and he's kind of babbling on a little incoherently about being pissed off that he got left alone. And I'm sitting there kind of just nodding. And then after about 10, 15 minutes, he just stops talking. And I look at him. He's fallen asleep. He's completely passed out, sitting up. And it's 10:30 in the morning. And I go, all right, he fell asleep. Well, I guess I was going to turn around and for another hour and 20 minutes and drive back to Malibu after our 8-minute sesh here we had. And I get up. And I'm walking out, and he's got like the Filipino helper maid lady sitting in the front. And I go, hey, I'm gonna leave. Like, I don't want you to think I'm visiting my dad for 12 minutes. He passed. My dad
Still guilty about it.
He fell asleep, so I'm just going to kind of slide out of here. And she goes, yeah, he was in a bad way this morning, so I gave him a lorazepam. I crushed it up and I put it in his Gatorade, and he just drank it, so he's gone. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, next time maybe a heads up, so I don't have to fucking head back to Malibu. Now, I'm serious, I got 3 hours on the road here, round trip, see this guy fall asleep, babble
also, you couldn't have done this fucking yesterday.
I ordered the lorazepam ferry yesterday when this guy was spinning. She didn't know I was coming, I don't think, and he didn't tell her, and he probably forgot that I told him, but I told him, I'll come out the following morning, Dad, don't worry. And then I realized, this lorazepam was kicking in the whole time. He was sitting there kind of babbling on, this isn't even a real conversation, and then he just passed out. I still was happy that I got to leave.
Yeah,
you know?
I was about to ask you that. If you had to choose, you drove all the way out there. Now you want the whole day with him, or you want him to?
No, I'm glad he went out. It was just a little weird to leave Malibu at 9:15 in the morning, come back at noon, and accomplish nothing on a Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't accomplish nothing. I burnt through $86 worth of fuel.
Right.
So it wasn't a total loss.
Just throw me on a group text and let everybody that needs to know that you drugged my dad, and he won't be available after 10:30 a.m.
I'm all for it, by the way. I love it.
Didn't seem like you were upset about it.
No, I like the crushing up and putting it in the Gatorade move, too. Kyle, your parents still around?
My mother is. My dad died in '99, a long time ago.
Wow.
I saw my mother this past weekend. And I would love some lorazepam or whatever.
Oh, really? Yeah. She do a lot of talking?
She does. She's great, and we get along well. She has a thing where, I'm her baby, so I can't know anything she doesn't know. So I'll just want to talk to her about something I saw or learned, and then she'll just do this thing where she'll say something adjacent to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
You know that thing where someone doesn't know what you're talking about, so they'll just say something near it, and then there's no real back and forth.
What is the non-back and forth people? There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Your sister does it. Yeah. My sister do a little of it. She's like, we're talking about one thing, and then you're talking about something else, and then we don't really get to finish the one thing, and it seems needlessly chaotic. Dr. Drew's wife is this way. I think there's mostly women are this way, but you start talking about something, they start talking about something else, and then we never really get to whatever it is we were talking about. And in general, they have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And what is that? Well, why aren't we? I was talking to Mike August on the way here, who I do have substantive conversations with, but we're going to Boise, Idaho to do shows at the Egyptian Theater coming up this Friday. We're going to Boise, right? Idaho. Yeah. We're going to Idaho. And it was discussed. I said, we're leaving Friday afternoon. The show's in Boise that night. And but there's always a lot of confusion with Mike because I'm over here in Burbank adjacent, where the Burbank Airport is, and he's in Orange County where John Wayne is. Mm-hmm. And then there's LAX, which is in between those two. Now, you go Burbank all day long if you're going to Vegas, because that's the easiest. But there's sometimes we go to Vegas and he leaves from Orange County because that's near him, and I leave from Burbank. And then sometimes he comes here and we both leave from Burbank. And then sometimes you go to places and Burbank doesn't cover it.
You got to go to LAX.
You got to go to LAX, which you don't want to do, but you have to. And Boise could be one of those places. So I say to Mike, we're leaving Friday. We got the show Friday night. How are we getting there? Which is me saying, are we doing Burbank? Are we doing LAX? And
Mike gives you, we're flying.
Mike says we're flying.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Mike.
I'm starting to get to know Mike.
You're starting to know Mike, right?
We're flying.
We're flying.
But where are we flying at? We're just flying.
We're just flying. He answers with, we're flying, which I enjoy. Now, there's no way I think we're driving to Boise especially if we're leaving Friday afternoon, Friday to get to Boise and do a show at 7 o'clock. That's going to be a cannonball run. Now, to be fair to Mike, he said flying, and then he paused and he went, "Okay, yeah, I figured that, yeah." And then we have to figure, we didn't know what airport, but he did catch himself after saying that. There's tons and tons of weird misinformation. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with my mom that wasn't confusing or misunderstood. And Kyle, do you feel that way about your mom?
It's like I can't know anything. So if there's something I tell her that she doesn't know, she doesn't go, "Oh, that's interesting. What is that?" She's not interested at all.
Right. And does your mom? My mom thought all her loser friends were Nostradamus, genius level mathematicians. Like, I'd go, "Listen, the reason I'm doing this and that." Norma says the retired school teacher lady's been divorced twice and is living on the pension and the squalor next door. Her? Yeah. What's her take again on this subject? Norma says, Berta says that it's like, okay, these are all flunky fucking losers who are dumb. And you quote them every 30 seconds, which is weird. Like there's some sort of from the mountain soothsayer, but they're not. Like, these are your dingbat fucking friends, Mom. And by the way, you're one of their dingbat friends. Right. It's a full circle here of dingbatitude. And I'll go like, Mark Garagos told me that the way to handle this. Norma said that it's like, okay, I know Mark Garagos and Dr. Drew and Jimmy Kimmel, and then Berta and Norma and Dorothy, and they don't know anything. And no one should listen to them about stuff. But you keep quoting them. Right, and then you're canceling out my Mark Garagos says with your Dorothy says. Do we all have this? Is this a mom thing?
That's with lorazepam.
That's why it needs to be you put in a blowgun with a tip.
My mom just recently moved in with my sister.
Oh boy,
and it's driving my sister crazy because my mom. You would love to have a conversation with her about life and politics and whatever, but just for the simple mom things, whatever you're doing, she thinks you should do something different. My sister will be like, "I'm going to go out and I'm going to get sausages. I'm going to make sausage and peppers." And she's like, why don't you do chicken pot pie?
I know. What?
And she's like, "Why the fuck would I do that? I just told you what I'm going to do." And if she said I'm going to make chicken pot pie, maybe sausage and peppers is about. Like, it doesn't matter. She's gonna. And my sister's like, "Why can't I just do what the fuck I want, and you eat it?"
Kyle, listen. I have been known to tell people a thing or two.
Yeah. Yes, you have. Yes.
But I do it with great love and experience. Somebody was. Somebody tweeted me Britney Spears doing a crazy knife dance in her underpants, and I made a joke about how bad her tile was because she's got weird brown mauve 16 by 16 with like brown grout 80s tile, and she's supposed to be a billionaire, And then somebody wrote me back and they go, "Thanks, I got the exact same tile in my kitchen." And then I wrote back, "You can paint tile. I have painted tile. It's all in the prep. You got to etch it. But you can paint it, use a 2-part epoxy, because I want this person to paint their tile." Now, it's true I weighed in. It's true I had an opinion. It's true I had something to say. But it's from experience, and busting out tile is really expensive and it's really messy, but you can paint it cheap and it's pretty durable. It'll last. Like it'll work if you do it right, and I want people to know that. So I tell people shit all the time, but it's not just me disagreeing with them and doing Norma says, like, I don't do that. I go, here's what I know regarding this subject.
That's different. That's what's happening. I don't know if it's happening with your moms, but I'm losing my identity as a mother. I used to tell you what to do.
Yes.
You need to keep being a child. And so I need to tell you something. And you get to a point where you don't need them to. You want to be their friend and more of an equal, but they just don't want to let go of that identity as a mom. That's my psychoanalysis.
Yeah, my mom never liked being a mom, so I don't have that. She's just super passive aggressive, and her way of being passive aggressive was by just going, I don't know what you're talking about, like all the time. All the time, just I don't know. Like you go, when you really go, I don't know what that is. Like you could literally go, President Gerald Ford. She'd go, I don't know that. I don't know that name. But Coca-Cola, right? I'm not a soda person. I love I'm not a soda person. Person.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you go, how about a fire-breathing dragon? Ever heard of that? I'm not into mythology. I really don't know those things. It's like, I know, but you've heard of it, right? I just don't. It's like a weird... My mom would just distance herself from everything all the time, and so you could never really get into a conversation because most of the conversations I had with my mom was explaining to her what stuff was that she didn't know was when I was trying to have a conversation with her. I would stop, and we would never get into the actual body of the conversation because she didn't. It'd be like if you were talking to a man who traveled in time from 500 years ago and go, let me tell you, I want to tell you a story. I'm driving on the 405 and this guy comes up, what do you mean? What's a 405? It's a...
What's driving?
We paved dirt roads. Oh, you don't even know paved. We put like liquid rocks on a dirt road, and then we had a wagon with a thing in it that made it move without a horse. And 20 minutes in, you realize, I never even got to my story. I had to keep talking I had to keep explaining all the different elements of the story. Yeah, the evolution of man. I think my mom liked it that way. I think that was a way. It's like, I don't want to get too intimate into the story, so I can just go, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What was this thing where she says words wrong when I know she knows the right answer, or someone's name, like Donald Trump? And like, no, that. What is that?
I know. I feel bad for everybody who was an adult, in their 40s or 50s when the show Seinfeld was on, because they would never their elderly parents would never pronounce Seinfeld correctly. Yeah, my mom wouldn't have heard of Seinfeld. She'd just go, I don't watch. And then what my mom would also do is she would pick things that she knew you hated and then champion them. I'd go, Ma, I think The Simpsons like the best written show on TV. And she'd go, have you seen Murphy Brown? And I'd go, no, I think Murphy Brown's better. And I go, no, I think The Simpsons is better written TV. Well, that's your opinion. And it's like, yeah, that's my opinion. I'm a professional comedian. So, well, Norma says that she likes Berta and Norma like Murphy Brown. And I'd be like, okay. All right. Do you really like Murphy Brown?
Is Norma short for Norman Lear? Because otherwise, I don't give a fuck.
Yes. Or, I don't know, is there a world where you can just go, I like The Simpsons too? Or tell me your favorite episode? Or are you just going to talk to me about Murphy Brown and we can argue about it? Or is there a world where you just go, well, son, you are the comedian in the family, so I have to defer to you? Or are we just going to talk more about what Norma thinks about Murphy Brown? It's just always a disagreement.
Did you ever like duck season, rabbit season her, where you gave her the reverse one just so she took the opposite, and then you're like,
yes.
I actually liked Murphy Brown the whole time, Mom. I was just trying to get you to say that.
If I said to my mom, I think the best written show on TV is Murphy Brown, she'd go, I'm not familiar with that. and that would be the end of that conversation. So that's how it works. She didn't like to converse. It's a good quality for a mom to have.
Yeah, yeah, it's not bad. Could be worse.
But it is.
My mom has got an opinion on everything.
It is interesting that maybe between the three of us, I had no conversation with my mom about anything all the time ever. She'd have no idea what I do or how anything worked or what I was interested in, and she had nothing. But why is there such a chasm in communication, just like in general? Why all we do is talk, all you do is read, all you do is watch TV, you listen, you look at your phone, it's like talk. And some guy, you go, oh, Louis C.K., oh, I love to watch that guy do his stand-up sets. He's an orator, he's speaking, and this guy's so clever, and this guy, Bill Maher, he's so smart, and everything like that. And then you try to have a conversation, you realize the person fucking doesn't understand anything you're saying all the time. Is it like a huge tune-out factor? Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I like hearing that you guys have the same experience. Makes me feel not alone.
Yes.
No. Oh, your experience with your mom, like it describes my mom these days, where it's like she was just super mom for so long that she just can't turn it off, and she's like I've gotta. I know better. Mother knows best till the day she's in the ground, and then her last breath is gonna be like, make sure you use this coffin. She's gonna have an opinion with her last fucking breath.
I don't think they realize it's bad for your self-esteem to every opinion you have is wrong. Notice that you're going to start to get insecure after a while about your opinions.
It does slow you down a little bit sometimes. Yeah. My mom didn't say the opinion I had was wrong. She didn't understand anything I ever said to her. Yeah. So I just thought my opinion
might be better, honestly.
Was confusing to people. Like she would just sit there and just sort of look at me and go, I don't know what it is. I literally 3 times a month I wake up and I go, oh God, I don't have to talk to my mom anymore. And I go bullet dodge, which is a weird, sad state to be in, but it's actually comforting to me. My mom's dead, so I have to have no more insane nonsense, Norma says, conversations ever. It's awesome. But if my kids thought of me that way, I would kill myself.
Right.
Definitely. All right, Kyle, let me give you another plug. KyleDunniganComedy.com is where you go.
I'm starting a tour.
Starting a tour?
So if you go to my website, it's KyleDunnigan.com too. And put in, I'm trying to figure out where to go. So when you put in the, your area, if you want me to come to your area, I'll know where to go. I'm starting to put it together.
All right. But you don't want to put down entry hall. You want a city name, right?
Oh, yeah, like a zip code. Yes.
A zip code, not their actual address.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm looking for clarity, as previously discussed. I'm going to be Egyptian. That'll be this Friday, doing stand-up in Boise. Mike and I are taking a bus there, I think, on Friday. Albany, and that'll be Lynn Laughs. A couple tickets left for both. They're going to sell out. That'll be Saturday in Oregon. You go to AdamCarolla.com for all the live shows. Joe, do you have any dates or anything coming up?
Central Coast of California this weekend. Pismo, San Luis Obispo, Don'tTellComedy.com /San Luis Obispo, I think.
San Luis. So until next time, Adam Carolla, Joe Praino, and Kyle Dunnigan saying mahalo.